What's up, YouTube? Tenchi Arizonia, the angry Dracolope of the Dracolope crew here, and well, I thought I would do something I haven't done before today. And that is, I'm going to try and make a knife. And I'm going to try and do it without any power tools whatsoever. Now, I have seen videos on YouTube of people claiming to make knives without any power tools. Those videos are frankly bullshit. I have watched many of them, and always, without exception, there is the use of a power tool, be it a drill, a grinder, a sander, or a welder. Well, I'm not going to be using any of those because I don't have access to any of those. I'm just going to be using what I have on hand. With the exception, I'm going to have to go out and get some things. Now, the first thing I'm going to be using, I got last year. Now, this is an Eclipse Junior Hacksaw and a pack of 10 metalworking blades. And I got this last year because I bought some knife blanks and some pins and I needed something to cut the pins with. Turns out the knife blanks weren't worth buying. One of them snapped. One of them, when I tried to sharpen it, chipped out a massive chunk of the edge, so I've only got one left. And I'm probably just going to throw that out. So I'm going to use this to cut the blade shape from what I'm going to get as a blade. And I'm going to use the set of warding files and the carbide part of this Lansky Blade Medic, which has seen better days, the diamond file broke on it, to put an edge on the blade. But what am I going to use to make the blade? Well, I'm going to use a scraper. Now, I've got to go out and get a scraper, so I'm going to head down to my local hardware store, pick up one and a few other things, maybe some grip tape and some copper pipe, because I have a feeling I can do something with copper as well. And then I will be back. And I'm not going to video the process of me making the knife, however, I will be taking photos throughout the process, and I will compile those photos into a slideshow, which I will then do a voiceover on. So, that's all for now. I will see you when I get back from getting my additional supplies. Well, I'm back from my supply run. What would have only been a matter of seconds for you was actually about an hour and a half for me, because I had to go to several different stores in my area to find something I could use. Now, as I said, I wanted to use scrapers to make a blade. Well, I finally found some, and I'll only have to do a small bit of modification to convert these into a blade. As you can see, they're just straightforward blades with a little plastic grip on them in 4 different sizes. Now, the one I'm probably going to use for starting is going to be this one, because I'm not going to have to do much work on that to make it usable. But yeah, these 4 blades, 4 scraper blades, were only £1. So, if you want to know what that was in American, that's around $1.50. That's what they cost, about $1.50. Maybe a little less than that. I'm not too sure what the exchange rate is like right now. But yeah, I'm going to say tentatively around $1.50 for 4 of these. And yeah, I've already got an idea for one of these ones. I'm just going to cut the grip off, use the holes to rivet it onto something, and then just sharpen one of the edges. Might round the corners as well, but we'll see. I've already got an idea for these two, shall we say, because they both have the same general shape, as you can see. But for now, I'm going to use the smallest straight one, and then I could probably get 2 blades out of this one. Maybe even 2 blades out of this if I don't do too much assing around with it. So, now that I've got those supplies, I didn't get any copper pipe like I was actually planning, because the copper was exceedingly expensive. We're talking for a 2 or 3 foot piece of copper around £10 or $15 roughly. Again, depending on what the exchange rate is. So, yeah. I'm going to cut off this video now, and I will get back to you when I have done making my first blade. See you soon. Well folks, I'm just going to throw an image up here and a bit of a quickfire round. Right, what did I do to that filler scraper? I cut the handle off with my junior hacksaw. I then used my flat awarding file to file down the ragged edge so it wasn't sharp anymore. I then ran the long edge through my Lansky Blade Medic, and that entire process took me around 15 minutes. 5 to cut the handle off and file down the rough edge, and then 10 to put an edge on it. Okay, that's that summed up. The image will probably go away now. Anyway, filler scrapers you can buy in any hardware store. There's no age restriction because they do not have cutting edges on them. Likewise, you can go into a hardware store, any age, buy a carbide knife sharpener because, again, no edge on a carbide sharpener. So, at any age, you can go into a hardware store and buy yourself an improvised weapons kit, essentially. Following me so far? Right. Now allow me to bring the item in question up into the screen. My modified filler scraper. Again, a filler scraper is for drywalling. You'll use it to spread the filler to fill in screw holes, or to spread filler over the join which you have previously put joining tape on. Still with me? Good. So, as I said, I cut the handle off, filed down where I cut the handle off, and then along one edge of this, I sharpened it. I cannot actually remember what edge it is, so I'll have to, there we go. It's the bottom edge, this edge here. So, I put a sharpened edge on this. Now, I know I haven't sharpened it into a blade like I said I was going to do. There's a reason for that. I do not know what metal this is. I'm unsure if it is stainless steel, carbon steel, or aluminum. It was relatively easy to cut, so I'm going to say it is aluminum, because the burrs were rather long before I remove them. Now, as you can see, this edge, nothing suspicious. I can run my finger up and down it. I'm not going to do that with the other edge though. Flip it around. You can see there, the edge is reflecting. That is where I sharpened it. I'll flip it around. There you go. You see the edge better on that side where I sharpened it. That took 10 minutes with my Lansky Blade Medic. Readily available, cheap, carbide, travel sharpener. Has ceramic as well. I finished it off with ceramic. Now, this will fit in a wallet. If you are a criminal, you have a concealed weapon. Now, I'm not saying that you should carry stuff like this, but criminals don't obey weapon laws, so the thing is, criminals don't obey weapon laws. Likelihood is, they're going to have something like this. They're going to have knives, they're going to have guns, they're going to have everything you cannot have here in the UK. Because why? They do not follow the laws. When are the lawmakers going to realise this? They're not, because they don't want you able to defend yourselves. They want you to be sheep. Phew, and it's only taken me 3 minutes to say that and go over the points I wanted to go over. So, end of the story. Simple thing here. A DIY tool, easily accessible, very cheap. 4 of these for £1. You can cut them down into smaller pieces and end up with 6 or 7 blades in the space of probably half an hour if you wanted to do a rush job. And I did do a rush job on this. So there we go. An improvised weapon showing why weapon laws do not work. Now, important note, that will be destroyed as soon as this video is done with because I don't really need it. I've got proper knives, such as this, which I legitimately collect. The only reason I was trying to make a blade was that, because I like the idea of knife making. It's a hobby I've really wanted to get into for a long time. And I really don't have the tools to do it properly at the moment, so I just went with the cheapest things available, i.e. filler scrapers and my old Lansky Blade Medic sharpener. But yes, as you saw, I was able to make a weapon in a matter of minutes. Anyway, That's all for now. If you like it, please subscribe, comment, and share. And remember, be good to each other.